Hello and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. And here we are getting some paving done as we're extending out our highway through the city. However, I think today we're going to build a better paver, a cooler paver. And tree, don't get in my way. Now it's too bad I can't like hack back a specific limb. I gotta get rid of the whole tree here. But it's in the way of highway. It's in the way of progress. So it can go and be over there. We're going to set up a little bit of build and repair just to get the museum started. I do want to build some more better building rovers and ships. So I don't always have to use build and repair for the foreseeable future. But the problem with me wanting to like build within voxels with this, like with most of my designs actually, and some of the complexities of this museum is going to make it so that I probably should just use build and repair. So I'm just going to temporarily set up a build and repair rig over top of the museum and just let them go to town as I take that opportunity to design a much better and larger paver so that I can build these roads faster. With this current paver, it takes me 3 passes, down, back, and down again in order to pave an entire section. I'd love it if there was a paver that could pave the section all at once, but we need to build that. Get rid of that thing as it's not needed anymore, and head on over to park this bad boy. Now, we do have a nice large rover here, but that is just for my experimentation. He is actually in the way, so we will get him out of the way. I'm not sure what I want to do with this guy yet, but he's a nice big rover. I'll do something with him, even if it just becomes something for exploration. But in the meantime, we'll build a large small grid. A small grid that... Oh god, did I bust something? I totally did. One of my welders is smoking. Oh, that's fine. And park. Excellent. I should probably turn off my welders and bring them back up. What did I break? Anything? Not any of the welders. Was it one of the conveyor junctions? Yes. This conveyor junction almost exploded. Shit. Well, let's turn build and repair back on to effect some repairs. Now, in the meantime, let's... Okay, I got some stuff here. I got some plate and some things. I'm just going to quickly use these long conveyor tubes and build and repairs. And let's get a little thing set up to build out the museum. So we'll just go out 2 long tubes, then a repair, 2 long tubes, then a repair, and just repeat that until we get close to the museum area. 2 long tubes and a repair. But for instead of a repair, I should do 1 long tube, and then I should bend it. So, junction, and then a long tube, then a repair, and I think 1 more long tube. That'll put me pretty much into the center of here. So I'll junction at this point, and I'll put triple build and repairs around this to get lots of coverage. Then that's going to medium tube. Then long tube, all the way down to here. And then we should get full coverage if I put a junction and another triple build and repair. There. Okay. So that's fine. those will build up that thing and get it started. In the meantime, we just need to quickly name them, as they are not named. So these will be build and repair city. And I don't know where some of these are, but whatever. Build and repair system city. I'll just name all of these. This one. I don't think this one is part of this, but whatever. It's alright. I think that one is like on the other side of the map. But we will name it this, and we will add it to the group. Wherever. Build and repair group 1. We'll grab all these. We will save them. We'll turn all these ones on. And I think this one is the unknown. And then this one is a city, right? Yeah, so that's fine. Turn them all on. Build and repair group 1. These guys are all going to be on. They're all in fly mode. They're all welding only. Their volume is down here. And they should be calling for resources. Yeah, and that guy is building the next ones in line. And then building the lines out to them. And so now the museum should get started, at least. In the meantime, we can get started on a much larger board for this. And what I want to do is, where on the front of this one, the major issue this thing has is center of gravity issues. Which, if we disconnect it, right? Did I not? Or is it? Oh, game's lagging? Oh, jeez. Yeah, it lagged for a moment. If I park this thing up, I believe I can show center of mass. And you can see that it's got this big center of mass on that grid out there. And so when you combine it with these two grids, it makes the center of mass like right here above the wheels. And it gets even worse when I lower that down, as it pulls the center of mass even further forward. So it just... It doesn't do good things for it. So I would like something that's got a better center of mass. Something that I can take this, instead of having it over here, I can actually raise it up and have it over top of me if I need to. So that way I can make sure that the center mass is behind my wheels. As such, we need to get started on a ship here. We'll throw down a landing gear, not that one, that size. There we go. And that'll get snapped into place in a moment. And we'll use it to build up a nice little platform to get going. Now, that one uses medium cargo containers and has the cockpit on top. I think what I want to do is have large cargo containers and the cockpit out front. So give it a wider and longer profile. So for a large cargo, we'll use this as sort of the center of our build. We've got triple large connectors, and we'll have it facing upwards. The front one, I'm going to have triple large connectors, but we're having it so that we have one connector on each side and one towards the back. Like so. And then cockpit. We want the industrial cockpit because it looks cool. And I think... which one do I want? Do I want to align that way? Or to click down? Sort of have the hump in it? That hump kind of looks cool. Yeah, let's do that. We can fill out this armor all the way forward if we want to. Oh, that's if we want to, really. we could, if we want to, not do that. We could even just put the wheels directly on these cargo containers, because I'm going to go with 5x5 wheels. And 5x5 wheels actually have a wheel could not be placed. Jeez, I was in the way there. Add wheel. Like, they got some, come on, go away. They got some reach to them, some size. Although I didn't really want it to build the whole thing right now, because I don't think that's where I actually want them to be. But, whatever. And then at the back, similar thing with the cargo containers, except we're going to keep with the pointing upwards and pointing to the back, so that if we want to, we can put a backwards connector onto this thing. So we're going to make a connector here, and a connector there. Fully connected. And in the meantime, let's put a small bat on it. Just so that we can have a little bit of power. We'll just slap that on top of the cockpit here. Just this thing can, you know, function. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is having a, like how a bulldozer has its arms for its blade, has two arms that it has connected to the blade, and is able to lift its blade up and like see underneath the blade. I kind of want to do that with the thing here. So advanced rotors. Put an advanced rotor here and an advanced rotor here, and then run piping out so that I would have piping out this way, across, and back in. And then have that entire thing, I could rotate it up top if I needed it to be out of the way. And that way I could sort of have build mode where those like come down and goes along that way, and then I can have like travel mode where it rotates up to be above me, and then my center of gravity, it's high, it's tippable, but at least it's not going to lurch forward and backward as much. I could even have it so it goes, rotates all the way back, and sort of like clicks in on top of here, and is like really packed away. Yeah, that could work. Now my question is that thing going to get in the way? So looking at the numbers here, 0 to 90, that is good. Is this wheel going to be in the way? Yes, it will be. Because I want to do a tube here, turning 90 degrees. So this wheel is unfortunately in the way. Get out of here, wheel. So I want this to go all the way around back to this other side. I think out to there. The other thing is I want this to be able to, when it lifts back, to go over top and then click back in, sort of laying on top of this large cargo. So let's take a look if I can... Oh god, this thing's probably yelling for grids, isn't it? Because for some silly reason, Pariah, when you made this thing, you designed this, why the hell is it heavy armor? This museum is going to be more armored than all my ships. For some reason. It's like, fine. Whatever. Make me some grids. I need some grids. Do I even have the things for grids? Iron, nickel, cobalt. Okay, that is actually a good question. Do I actually have nickel? Yes. Cobalt. Have I produced any cobalt here? I do have cobalt. Are grids being made? Yes, they are. Finally. Because I want to get into this cockpit. I need 6 displays, eh? Production. Make me 1,000 displays, please. There we go. Come on. There we go. Excellent. Why can I not go into third-person camera? That is very strange. Maybe it's because I'm still locked to the ground? Whatever. I can see this thing from here. And I can use a spectator camera. Why not? I have the power. So, for that thing, let's rotate this rotor at 1 RPM. Advanced rotor. We will decrease velocity and increase velocity. Right there. So that's kind of like what it'll look like when it folds back. So this is a good way to do it here for the design. Yeah, probably one more further. There? Yeah, that'll be what it wants. So then it... So thinking about the orientation of this, this side up here will be facing downwards. So I need to make sure that those is a large connection down there. So I'm going to use the conveyor junction that has large connections in every direction, because that makes life really easy. So then a large connection across, like so. Oh god, that's off. And one more. Then it will medium cargo back. Advanced rotor on this thing, which I need to rotate. This will be, the other one is 0 to 90. This will be 0 to minus 90. Get rid of its part. Make a corner and grab a part and place it on that. Get that part built up. Get this built up. And then attach. Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, so what angle should this be at here? You know, that's a pretty good parking angle. Because the welders are going to be all here. Like this. And so it can go back a few more degrees. Let me just pop into here. Advanced rotor. 1 RPM. It's not going to move though, because this guy's not going to let it. So advanced rotor 2 should be negative 1 RPM, right? What happens when I reverse you guys? Okay, you start working going the other direction. So is that your furthest you'll go back there? That looks like it's the furthest you'll go. Okay. Good to know. What are you at then? You're at 157. And you are at 203, which this should be on this side. 0 and yeah, minus 157. So let's go minus 155 here and 0 to 155. 1 RPM for both of these. Both these will share inertia tensors. These will be... This is advanced rotor right side. This will be advanced rotor left. And then they'll be in a group called Paver Mark II rotors. And those rotors can be added to this bar here as a group. Under 8 would be good as a reverse. So, as I'm getting ready to go and weld an area, I can move these bad boys into position in front of me, get ready to weld, and I can make this wider if I want. And then when I'm ready to drive to another location, I can stow them away and allow myself to have a better center of mass. You can see the center of mass for them is right there, and this is, and I can get that right over top of my center of mass here, pretty much. Making this whole thing just so much more balanced and awesome, I think. I think it's awesome, at least. Of course, I'm biased. Everything I do is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to reverse that once more time. And now we need to think about wheels. So, right and left wheels. So let's do our left now, since that's what we're looking at. And we need to fit the wheels on here somewhere that will not affect this thing's motion. So I think I might have to do the wheels on this lower level here. Because there, the wheel will touch. So that's no good. There, the wheel will touch. Yeah, it's got to be down here. And it's got to be fairly wide so that we can have enough width to not fall over. So let's get this building up. This front row here can be angled, I guess. Because why not? Sure. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. And then suspension left, 5x5 left. Or should I have this go underneath the cockpit further? I have to be careful here I don't grind away the wrong thing here, as these grind away so fast with this high-level tool. I can extend this out underneath the cockpit and put my wheels right down there, because that gets my wheel as far forward as physically possible. I couldn't even go one more forward. I'm not seeing anything below me. I could have that wheel one more forward. Right there. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So, 5x5 all the way there. Wheel could not be placed. That is fine. Add wheel. That is still underneath where that thing will be. And I only need to have these things, you know, not fully 90 degrees down. They need to come back a little bit for these wheels to be touching the ground and these to be just hovering above it. That's fine. That's good. So now we can have the right side 5x5s right in there. We can do them in the center here as well. Left side 5x5s. Unfortunately, it spans an even number of blocks. These other ones span only one block. These span 2 blocks. God damn it. So I can't center them. That actually really fucking annoys me. What I can do is maybe do it where these two meet. Right here. Oh, I can. That sticks out. But I want to do it there. I gotta be careful. My build and repairs are really hungry to do stuff. I should do other things that I know I need to do anyway. Like fill out this. To give myself a nice belly in case I start scraping the ground. High center myself on anything. Something like that. And at the very least, I need to put some wheels at the very, very back here. Because we have this right here. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to screw around with it that much. In terms of the armor back here. I was going to keep it nice and simple, just like I did that one. So, 5x5 lefts, we'll just put it right at the back. 5x5 right at the back. And I mean, to start, this will function. It would function. And I can actually cut this off of its thing now. Let's rotate the arms back. Oh, that's going to look cool from inside there. That's going to look real cool from inside there. And we can cut this bad boy off its landing gear. Woohoo! I'm kind of getting squished by it that side. Get that landing gear and get out of its way. Excellent. Alright, park up. Now, all these wheels, we need a lot more strength in them. And we can keep that height offset, lift it all the way up. So we're at the tippy top of what we can do. And rotate that forward. We so totally need to add more batteries to this, though. Tempting, I might not even add batteries to this. We could add a, an engine instead. Because this little spot here seems just ripe for a hydrogen engine. Alternatively, we could fit some batteries right back here. Sort of like how we did on the Rhino. Just a battery on top of these things right here. And that is actually pretty close. It is lifting me off slightly. So I need to back this off from where it is. Current angle 0, current angle 0. This needs to be, say, minus 10 degrees. And this needs to be lower limit 10 degrees. Oh, nope. The other way, please. Come on, Clang. Don't clang on me yet. Okay, good. Alright. That seems to work. And it's way less prone... Of course, it needs way more power. It looks like it's way less prone to flipping itself forward. And it can pack itself away into travel mode, where it's got its weight at the back, and it can really kick it into high gear and travel down the highway at top speed. Oh. Oh, this is actually kind of nice. I like this. Alright, so when it's packed away, we can fit a battery on each of the sides here. Like so. And that should give it plenty of power. We could theoretically add some more stuff to the top if we need to. But I don't think we need to at the moment. But other than that, we just need to let this thing get built up. I think this is a sexy little thing. Like, it's not the absolute best, but I think it's pretty sexy. Do a little bit of shape in here. I like the concept. Let her block. There we go. Yeah. We just need to get one of these batteries hooked up. It needs cells. Both of them just need power cells. Come on, I can force an assembler to make me some power cells, can I? Make me 1,000 cells. I can always use some extra power cells. And you, make me some power cells. And you! Actually, no. Don't need to make that many. We'll just make the 2,000 power cells. So that way you have a few spare for the future. But you are doing well, actually, I'd have to say. Getting this thing started. I should show only buildable, so I can actually see where it is. Yeah, not a bad start. It'll take its time. And you got a battery? You got batteries. Awesome. So I can get rid of this little guy here. Excellent. He's not required anymore. And we can adjust this thing. Wow, when it drives forward. Oh, we're doing wheelies in a paver. Oh, this thing is awesome. I'm so happy with this design. And then we just flip it forward. And then we can put all of our welders into a group. And call it good. Paver Mark II. Throw that down here. On off. Yeah, and that should maybe 10 degrees is too much. Maybe I have to make that 5 degrees. Alternatively, I can lower the suspension a little bit if I wanted to, for that fine adjustment. But let's try 5 degrees instead. Oh yeah, that's good. That's wonderful right there. That is hovering right above the surface, and I can just drive just along like that, nice and easy. Okay, so now that that is in position, and this thing is pretty badass, and it seems to be performing excellently compared to the other one, we can make it a little bit larger. Because this one is 5 across. And this one is 5 across. So obviously this one needs to be bigger, right? I mean, it just has to. So I can easily just go bam out to 7 across. Or, if I dare, could go to 9 across. I think 9 would actually be pretty easy. Just get another couple welders on here. Da-da-da. 7. Oh, let's go to 9. Let's see how it performs with 9. Might have to set that back to 10 degrees, though. Boom. Alright, there we go. Oh. Oh, the beauty. Oh, it's so wonderful. We got some more welder pavers that we need to add to the group. Save. To the left. Paver Mark II. These will be right, Paver Mark II. Just getting everything all nicely named before I'm done with it. Makes life so much easier. And I think for this one, at least, I don't think it's going to be making as big of a turns because it's going to be here for like long range stuff. I don't think the back needs steering. I think just the front does. Yeah, that'll be fine. So with 9, it's starting to give me some tip. Just a bit of tipping there. When I'm trying to back up with it. I mean, if I'm loaded with stuff, it's not going to give me any issues. But I can lift it up, and then I have no issues driving. Both those advanced rotors are inertia tensors. That is good. And when it gets back to there, I'm going to have a small bit of backwards tilt. But that is nothing compared to the forward tilt that the Paver Mark I had. I guess this is just a little bit of front wheel lift. And that's easy. You just don't accelerate too hard. That's just a wheel suspension. You just go and say, hey, yeah, your top speed isn't 180k. It's only 60. Jeez. You get up to top speed and you're good. And you're just roving along. It feels completely fine. Alright. I mean, if it really becomes an issue with me having this stuff forward, there is mass blocks that I theoretically could toggle. So I could have it so that I could toggle mass blocks on and off. It does only work in, I think it's space balls that are gravity, in natural gravity. I don't think artificial mass works in natural gravity. But you can add space balls to just add weight to your ship. So I could just add weight down here to pull this center of gravity down. But, this is fine. I think this thing works quite nicely. All you have to do is just wait for build and repair to build it. Main thing, it looks like it's just a bunch of cargo and conveyor and stuff like that. So we just have to force the production line to make me some of that. Oh, man. We can also, if we wanted to... Oh, we could take the front wheels here, and we could soften them. There's the height. We could lower these down. Like that. So that the ship is literally like pointing into the ground. It wouldn't be useful when we're have the thing forward, but when we're here, it gets rid of a little bit of the lift. Oh well. I'll play around with this and make it nicely drivable, but we'll get this back up to 0.5 just to match the other wheels. God, I wish build vision was freaking standard in this game. So goddamn useful. And we'll jump on into production. And don't need those right now. We have enough of those. We need stuff for... Make me stuff for conveyor tubes. Maybe not that many. 10 conveyor tubes. And you make stuff for 10 conveyor tubes. And you make stuff for 10 conveyor tubes. And that should be everything I need. A couple large cargo containers there from small block. And Paver Mark II is complete, I'd say. And I should be able to get this thing all together and have it functional for the next episode. Oh, beautiful. Gotta grab those screenshots. But I think that is going to be it for now. The museum is being built. It will be a long time until it is complete. A very long time until it is complete. But in the meantime, we can continue with the rest of the base. Printing out different sections of the highway. I think we're going to, from here, go down and then turn this way. And go straight this way for a while until we can take another right angle. And head backwards, back towards where industry was going to be. And the highway comes right through there and probably cut through that hill and such. And then we can start building some industry buildings. But that is going to be in the future. For now, Paver Mark II has been completed and the sun is going down, so it is perfect timing to end the episode. Thanks for watching, and good hunting out there, fellow space engineers. Wheelies! Extreme pavers!